Please stand and join with us in singing our national anthem, led by Adam Stickler.
Loving God, today is like any other day. The sun rises, the winds blow, rain falls, rain does not fall. People are born, they laugh, they cry, they dance, they die. Today time is as it always has been. You gave it beginning, and it will be as it is until you bring things to an end. Today is like any other. Today is also fresh and new, and like no other day. Today is a moment of opportunity that has come and will pass in a moment. Today is a passage from one epic to another. Today is a gift from you. Grant us grace to see this gift and grace to seize it. Today is a graduation, a passage, a completion, and inauguration. Today we pray for all those who have met the challenge and kept the faith to the commitments of their studies. Now they have an opportunity in front of them, an opportunity that has been nurtured and enriched by the Humanics philosophy. We first offer thanks for the success of their journey. We thank you for granting them focus and clarity, and then strength and endurance. You created the knowledge and understanding they have mastered. You have created the curiosity and capacity and determination that led them in their pursuits. All these good things come from you. We thank you. Today we also pray for tomorrow. This graduation opens another door to another time. As you have led in the past, lead us now into the future. Give our graduates discernment to understand their purpose in humble service to you and others, and the courage to respond and consistently step toward that purpose. Bless our commencement today with your peace and your love. Amen. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Douglas Coop, who is chair of the Springfield College Board of Trustees.
Good morning, class of 2012, families, friends, trustees, faculty, staff, and administrators. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is an honor to officially convene the 126th commencement of Springfield College. At this time, I feel privileged to introduce the distinguished dignitaries joining us today. Please hold your applause until they are all introduced. I would ask each of you to rise as your name is called and remain standing until all have been introduced. Beginning with the second row, Dr. David Braverman, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Trustee Denise Aline, Chair of Student Affairs Committee. Trustee John A. O'Dearna, former Chair of the Board of Trustees and current Chair of the Audit and Compliance Committee. Trustee Susan London. Trustee James Walsh, former Chair of the Board of Trustees and current Chair of the Committee on Trustees. Trustee J. Michael Wallace, Chair of the Buildings and Grounds Committee. Ms. Winnie Grimes Humans, incoming President of the Alumni Council, and Deacon William Toller, Associate Catholic Chaplain. In the first row, beginning with Professor Charles Redmond, Dean of the School of Health, Physical Education, and Recreation. Dr. Robert Willey, Dean of the School of Human Services. Dr. Marianne Coughlin, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs, representing the School of Arts, Sciences, and Professional Studies. Dr. David Miller, Dean of the School of Health Sciences and Rehabilitation Studies. Dr. Jean A. Wild, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Richard B. Flynn, President of Springfield College. Timothy L. Murphy, Harvard University Head Football Coach, Honorary Degree Recipient, and Commencement Speaker. Trustee Sally M. Griggs, Honorary Degree Recipient. Dr. Mimi Murray, Professor and Grand Marshal. I would also like to recognize Tyler Hilbert, a student trustee who is seated with the class of 2012. Please join me in a round of applause for these participants. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce Springfield College's 12th president, Dr. Richard B. Flynn.
Thank you, Chair Coop, and good morning, everyone. To each of today's graduates, I offer a heartfelt congratulations as well as a sincere thank you for being part of the life of this college during your undergraduate years. Each one of you has been well prepared in spirit, in mind, and in body to provide leadership in service to humanity. I have a special feeling for this class. I hope you are leaving the college with some wonderful memories, and I want to thank you for providing us with some great memories as well. I'm indeed confident you will apply the same energy, enthusiasm, and commitment to your career, your family, and your community as you did in your years here at Springfield College. In many ways, Springfield College has changed significantly since your arrival. In the 4 years you've been here, we've had more construction and renovation to facilities, greater technology enhancements, and expanded life programming, student life programming than any other time in this college's history. In just a few minutes, as you come forward and I extend my hand, I want you to know that I'll be doing it as a symbol of my heartfelt respect and love for each one of you in the newest of a long line of Springfield College graduates. Your diploma from Springfield College represents a significant accomplishment. Accept it with pride for a job well done, but also with just a touch of humility. Don't forget those that helped you along the way. Unless you are very unusual, there is someone helped you in realizing your dreams. Let that be your legacy, to help others in pursuing and realizing their dreams. I'd now like to offer you the opportunity to express your appreciation to those who have sacrificed in various ways to get you to this point. So at this time, I'd like to ask all the mothers, fathers, grandparents, spouses, children, significant others, and other family members who have someone graduating today to please rise so the graduates can acknowledge you and thank you for the role in their success to date. And our very best wishes to all mothers on this Mother's Day. What better gift for a mother to be able to bear witness to a child or a grandchild receiving his or her college degree? So class of 2012, please recognize and honor and thank Mom, Grandma, and all the other mothers in your life. And class of 2012, thank you for sharing your talents with us. Once again, congratulations on arriving on this special and memorable day. I wish you Godspeed in your continuing journey through life. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you at this time Eric Shirella, class of 2012. Eric is a health services administration major from West Long Beach, New Jersey. He'll be providing a greeting this morning on behalf of the graduating class. Eric.
Good morning, faculty, staff, friends, family, and my fellow 2012 graduates. It is with great honor and privilege that I stand here today to deliver the greeting for this year's commencement ceremony. Leading up to this day, I'm sure we have all been praised and congratulated many times for making it this far, keeping our ideals and goals within sight, not quitting, and never ever giving up. With that being said, one more time certainly won't hurt. Congratulations to the class of 2012. Trying to sum up our time at Springfield seems to be a difficult task. The memories we've made, relationships we've shared, knowledge we've acquired, and the experiences we've developed cannot be articulated in one speech alone. Rather, we must take each of them, hold them, and cherish them forever. We all came into Springfield with a great deal of uncertainty. Is this the place for me? Will I like it here? Am I too far from home? Who will my friends be? These are all questions we ask ourselves prior to embarking on this journey. And now, several years and many credits later, we are still faced with uncertainty. However, the uncertainty we face now is completely different from what it was when we first encountered. The job market is questionable. Future economic well-being of our country is unclear. Salaries and wages are fluctuating. While the future may be daunting, we must realize one truth. Absolute certainty is never known prior to doing something great. In a historical context, the great patriots who founded this country came from foreign lands with hopes and dreams of a new beginning and a better life for their families. Did they know what awaited them on the other side? No, they were uncertain. Thomas Jefferson, principal author of the Declaration of Independence, was a key architect for our republic. Did Jefferson definitively know what his writings would bring about? No, he was uncertain. Alan Shepard, first American astronaut to launch into space, sat uncertain on the launch pad, not knowing what awaited him. Yet he didn't look to the sky and say, hey, that's too high. He was optimistic, confident, and honorable enough to make the decision to fly. These admirable individuals who faced uncertainty were able to stand by their convictions and lead us to realize the highest principles of our democracy: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Whatever uncertainty we face cannot and will not deter us from our future endeavors. As graduates of Springfield College, we are prepared to face uncertainty head-on with knowledge, sound judgment, and a clear perception of reality. The idea of community involvement, giving back, and helping those less fortunate are principles Springfield has instilled in us. Today, there are many social, political, and environmental problems that affect not only America, but the rest of the world as well. There's not a group of people more willing and able to tackle these problems than the class of 2012. Our task now is to inspire and lead through uncertainty onto something great. This is our time. Great things are expected from us. No matter what your chosen career path may be, there will be an opportunity to make a difference in someone's life. There are variables and issues that will confront us that may alter our course. What those challenges are still remains uncertain. Yet what is certain is by sticking to the knowledge and values we've gained at Springfield College, leading with common purpose, we too can be innovators and pioneers. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and once again, congratulations to the class of 2012.
Thank you very much, Eric. Nice words. At this point in the commencement exercises, it's our honor to give special recognition to individuals who have achieved distinction in a field related to the mission of Springfield College. They are people who, in a very special sense, exemplify and embody the personal qualities of high idealism and dedication to human service that Springfield College has sought to cultivate in its students. Today, we have with us two such individuals who have been recommended for an honorary degree by a committee of the Board of Trustees. Chair Coop and Dr. Weil, will you please join me as we proceed with conferring of the honorary degrees?
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I have the privilege to present Timothy L. Murphy for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanics at Springfield College. Tim Murphy, whenever your passion for football has found you, your sense of leadership and accomplishment has always positively affected those around you. You've become the face of one of the most storied collegiate football programs in the country and are recognized for your talent, ability, and honor. Under your tutelage, the student athletes you have coached have become winners, leaders, and successes both on and off the field of play. You have served in numerous collegiate football coaches organizations and have risen to the rank of president in several, including the American Football Coaches Association. Your achievements have led to your induction as a member of the Springfield College Athletic Hall of Fame. Tim Murphy, because you, by your character and accomplishments, exemplify humanics, which emphasizes dedication of the whole person, spirit, mind, and body for leadership and service to humanity, the trustees of Springfield College are proud to recognize your achievements by conferring upon you the degree of Doctor of Humanics honoris causa.
Tim Murphy, by virtue of the authority given me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and by the trustees of Springfield College, I now confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanics and all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I now have the privilege to present Sally M. Griggs for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanics at Springfield College. Sally Griggs, you have dedicated your life to those around you, strengthening the community and its residents with your time, organization, and enthusiasm. Your volunteerism and philanthropy are well known throughout the Pioneer Valley. You have served on boards and committees, providing leadership on many for hospitals, schools, advocacy organizations, YMCAs, churches, libraries, and charities. Your devotion to Springfield College exemplifies your giving nature. Throughout the past 13 years, you have served on the Board of Trustees, holding membership on countless committees, chairing several, and serving as the chair of this board for 3 years. You have been a tireless supporter of the campus and its students. Sally Griggs, because you, by your character and accomplishments, exemplify humanics, which emphasizes dedication of the whole person, spirit, mind, and body for leadership and service to humanities. The trustees of Springfield College are proud to recognize your achievements by conferring upon you the degree of Doctor of Humanics honoris causa.
Sally Griggs, by virtue of the authority given me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and by the trustees of Springfield College, I now confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanics with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Would you please acknowledge our honorary degree recipients once more with a round of applause? It's now my great pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker. We were proud to just confer on him an honorary Doctor of Humanities degree. You've already heard a number of Dr. Murphy's accomplishments. Additionally, as head football coach at Harvard University, Tim Murphy has become the program's all-time winningest coach. Prior to his 18 years with the Crimson, he brought success to other collegiate football programs, beginning with the University of Maine in 1987, where he was the youngest head coach in the country and led the team to its best record in 23 years. He has sent 21 players into the National Football League and coached 76 first-team All-Ivy selections. He has been honored on and off the field, receiving multiple Coach of the Year recognitions and being named to the Springfield College All-Decade Team in 2006. He was a 4-year starter at our college, where he earned his bachelor and master's degree. I'm proud to present Dr. Tim Murphy.
Thank you, Dr. Flynn. Excuse me. I'm sure some of my friends will get a kick out of Dr. Murphy. I guarantee I won't hear that from them. Good morning and congratulations to all the graduates and their parents. This is a great day for all of you. For your moms and dads out there, I hope that this milestone that they call graduation means a big payday for you a year from now. For the graduates, if your graduation was anything like mine, which was a great experience here at Springfield College, by now, most of you are exhausted, some of you a little hungover, so my remarks will be brief and to the point today. First of all, I'm very proud to be a Springfield College alumnus. Springfield College prepared me extremely well for the world, but you can never stop learning. I'd like to tell you a little story about my experience. My first job out of college was as a graduate assistant football coach at Brown University in 1979. Now, graduate assistant, that's a pretty cool title, right? Well, graduate assistant is the euphemism for full-time job and almost non-existent pay. I made $800 at Brown for the year. I had to get a second job to put a roof over my head and to eat. So after I worked all day in the football office, I went to work in an extrusion mill in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, working the graveyard shift. For you young guys and girls, the graveyard shift is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I go home, catch a couple of hours sleep, and then go back to work. Okay, the lesson here is if you want something in life, you're going to have to grind it out at times. That was a grind. And during that 2 years, there were times I thought, will I ever get where I want to be? Well, first of all, a little bit about my background, which certainly really influenced my perspective. As I said, Springfield College prepared me extremely well for the world, but how you're raised, the environment you're raised in certainly influences how you perceive things. I grew up in a working class family south of Boston, and I was the first and only one in my family to go to college. So my perspective was a little different. Going to Harvard, as an example, would have been like going to another planet. It's not something I even dared to dream. But for all of you here, you have to dream. No matter what circumstances you come from, you have to have the ability to dream. You have to visualize your goals. Well, my epiphany, if you will, was during my first month at Brown University. I was coaching with a guy named Mike Katchmer. Mike was a fifth-year engineering student at Brown University. He'd been an All-Ivy football player, and he had 2 classes left, so he was working as a grad assistant coach as well. And we hit it off right away, like peas in a pod. We're still very, very close to this day. And after coaching these kids who weren't much younger than I were, I was 22. Some of those kids were 21 years old. I'd always perceived that Ivy League kids were different. For lack of a better way to put it, they were better, smarter, more socially aware, more athletic, whatever. And after being involved with them and coaching them for about a month, I realized, wow, these kids really aren't that different from me. How did I ever get that perception? So I asked my buddy Katz, I asked Mike, I said, Mike, how did you end up at an Ivy League school? He said, I don't know. My parents always made sure I was in the right school, took the right courses. They made me take responsibility for getting good grades. I was a pretty good athlete, and all of a sudden, letters from Ivy League schools started showing up. And it was that point in my life that I realized that the perception I had, the low ceiling in terms of some of my expectations of life were not valid. And it changed my life. I can remember going back into my office. Now, my office wasn't really an office. It was a desk in a closet. And I set 2 goals. One was to become a head coach, Division I head coach by the time I was 30. And the second one was to go to a top 10 graduate business school. That was my contingency plan. What I finally realized is success isn't something you're born with. Doesn't matter whether you're black or white, rich or poor. Success is a skill, and it can be learned by anyone. The first step is you have to have goals. And to have goals, you have to dream. So often, we keep the bar low so we don't get our hearts broken. But it's not good enough just to have goals. If I asked all the students out here today, how many of you had goals, every one of you would raise your hand. If I asked you how many ever took the responsibility of actually writing those goals down and putting it in a place where you could see it on a regular basis, there'd be a lot fewer hands. Because once you write it down, it's like taking notes in class. You print it indelibly on your brain. And once you write it down and put it in a place where you have to actually face it often enough, you're taking responsibility for it. All right, so I had a goal. Next part is I had to have a plan. I know that some of those kids at Ivy League schools, for some reason, had a better plan. They knew how to do it. And with my children now, okay, we understand the drill. But the point is, in college football, as an example, boy, do we make plans. We make meticulously analyzed, highly organized, and rigorously practiced game plans for one game, whether it's at Springfield, Harvard, or the University of Nebraska. Well, if you're going to do that for one game, you better do that with your life. Because without a plan, it's like trying to get to some remote village in Africa without a map, or for you, where we are with technology today, without GPS. I can remember I used to know my way around every beltway in America. Now, I'll get to a kid's house in Hardy, Nebraska. I have no idea where I am, no idea how I got there, but I'm there, and I trust it. One of the greatest pieces of advice I ever got from a coach, the coach's name was Ray Tellier at Brown University. He was a good mentor for me. I said, how do you make it in this business? He says, well, you make it in this business just like any other business. You've got to find a way to make yourself indispensable. Well, how do you make yourself indispensable? You work hard, you work smart. No job is too big, no job is too small, and you're extremely loyal. And if you manage to do that, you will always have opportunities. Well, and that's if you're in the mailroom or you're running the company. So anyway, after 2 years at Brown, I had an opportunity to go to Lafayette College in Pennsylvania. I went from making $800 a year to making $13,000 a year. I thought I was rich. We were very fortunate. We had a program that had been 1-10 the year before. We went 9-2, which was the greatest turnaround in the country that year. I had an opportunity to go to Boston University. And I'll never forget my first game at Boston University. We're playing United States Naval Academy down in Annapolis, Maryland, and we're going out for our Friday practice. And I'm walking out with a freshman named Jimmy Lawler. And I'm walking out with Jimmy because he needed a little bit of guidance. He was from Rutland, Vermont. There were only half a dozen freshmen on the road trip, and Jimmy had literally, prior to coming to preseason, just about never been out of the state of Vermont. He was green. So we're walking into the stadium, and he's in total awe of the situation. And inscribed in the concrete of the upper deck of Navy Marine Corps Stadium are many of the famous battles that the Navy and the Marine Corps jointly fought in World War II. Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, the Solomon Islands. And Jimmy's looking up, and his eyes are about this big, and he turns to me and goes, swear to God, Coach, these guys play a tough schedule. I'm waiting for the punchline. No punchline. I just put my arm around and I said, Jimmy, we got to have a little talk. After 3 years at Boston University, we won the conference championship all 3 years. I did my best, I'm sure as everyone did, to make themselves as indispensable as possible. I had an opportunity to go to the University of Maine. It was the next logical progression was be a coordinator. So I was the offensive coordinator at the University of Maine. And after 2 years, I'd reached the age of 30. And no one's banging down my door trying to hire me as a head coach. And in football, as in life, you always have to have a contingency, even though you are focused laser-like on your goals. And my contingency was to go back and get my MBA. And while I was at Boston University, I went to night school, I went to summer school. And I took some courses I hadn't taken in college. I had to take calculus, microeconomics, macroeconomics, statistics, computer courses, things I had not taken. I'd taken a lot of science courses at Springfield College. And I can remember being in my calculus class. Dr. Polito, you'd be proud of me. Taking calculus at age 25 with a bunch of freshman engineering kids was a little daunting. They were much less, should I say, quantitatively challenged than I was at that point. But I had to get an A, and there's a lot of ways to skin a cat in life. I had to study more, I had to work harder, I had to get a tutor, I had to get extra help, but I got that A. And it was a great experience. It was an empowering experience. So anyway, I had applied to graduate school. I applied to 5 top 10 graduate business schools. And it was interesting because I got rejected by 3, I got accepted to 2. The 2 I got accepted to required an interview. And it was a great lesson in life for me, especially in recruiting, because in football, we are the ultimate human resources industry. I realized you can only tell so much from a transcript, a high school football player's video, or a resume. And you get a very different gut feeling about a person when you interview them. And I'm eternally grateful that the Colgate-Darden School at Virginia and the Kellogg School at Northwestern, that they were willing to take me. Well, it's funny how things work out, because after I tendered my resignation as the offensive coordinator at the University of Maine, the head coach at Maine left to take another job, and they offered me the job. And I was somewhat conflicted because I'd worked so hard to get into graduate school. So I asked the Kellogg School, I asked Northwestern if they would defer me for a year. They said, well, I don't know, you're not 24 years old, you're 30 years old, but we'll give you a year deferral. I said, great. Just let me get this head coaching, this coaching thing out of my system, and I'll be back in a year. Well, 2 years at the University of Maine, 5 years at the University of Cincinnati, now going on 19 at Harvard University, I still haven't got this coaching thing out of my system. And as you read a lot, once in a while you see something that really resonates. And I remember I was reading an article in USA Today about Pierre Omidyar. Pierre Omidyar is the eBay founder. He is a billionaire, and he's one of the greatest philanthropists in the world. And someone was asking him about his life and his incredible wealth. And he said, very humbly, we live a comfortable life, but it's our relationships that make our lives rich. And I would add to that for you graduates one other thing, life experiences. So my only advice is, as you go forth today, find a career you really enjoy, something that makes you happy. Go out there and live life, and most importantly, focus on your relationships. Especially the older they get, the more they'll have an impact on you. Embrace your friends, your family, your colleagues, and your loved ones. That's how you're truly successful, and that's how you make a life rich. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Dr. Murphy. Before we continue with the ceremony, I would like to take this moment to recognize and thank the members of the Springfield College faculty and staff for the vital role they have played in educating each and every student in this year's graduating class. The wisdom and influence of their teaching and mentoring will follow and benefit today's graduates throughout their lives. I'd like first to acknowledge our retiring faculty, Dr. Robert Barkman, Dr. William Considine, Professor Peter Haley, Professor Tara Hinchefeld, Dr. Joanne Silver-Jones. Retiring faculty. I would now like to ask all faculty and staff to rise so that the graduating students and all of us can recognize your valuable contributions.
Before we begin the conferral of degrees, I'd like to recognize those students who have earned graduation honors. So first, I'd ask those students wearing gold honor cords to please rise. These students will graduate summa cum laude with a cumulative grade point average of between 3.9 to 4.0. Second, I'd ask those students wearing maroon honor cords to stand. These students will graduate magna cum laude with a cumulative grade point average of between 3.7 and 3.899. Finally, I'd ask those students wearing white honor cords to please stand. These students will graduate cum laude with cumulative grade point averages of between 3.5 and 3.699. Congratulations to all our honors graduates. And now it's my great honor and privilege to begin the conferral of the May 2012 Springfield College Baccalaureate degrees to students who have met the degree requirements of their programs. Assisting in this process will be Dr. David Miller, Dean of the School of Health Sciences and Rehabilitation Studies, Dr. Robert Willey, Dean of the School of Human Services, Dr. Mary Ann Coughlin, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Professor Charles Redmond, Dean of the School of Health, Physical Education, and Recreation. These individuals will read the names of each undergraduate student receiving a degree today. So to begin, at this time, I would ask all the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science to please rise. That would be you, the graduates. That's a cue. Just a minute. They haven't graduated yet. President Flynn, it is my honor to present to you these students as candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science at Springfield College.
By virtue of authority given me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and by the trustees of Springfield College, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, and congratulations.
Congratulations. As many of you know, the undergraduate programs of the college are organized into 4 schools, and it is our policy to award degrees by school and to rotate the order of the schools each year. So this year, we will award degrees first to the School of Health Sciences and Rehabilitation Studies. To begin, I would ask the marshals to please bring forward the first 2 rows of graduates from the School of Health Sciences and Rehabilitation Studies, and the remaining graduates may be seated until they are called by the marshals.
Where's Mimi?
Jennifer M. Alex. Lauren E. Alex. Ryan M. Allison. Molly Maria Anderson. Allison Begley. Jermaine O. Bell. Stephen Biddle. Kelly Ann Blaney. Hira J. Byrne. Sorrel Elise Cardello. Courtney Lynn Caswell. Hunter J. Settergren. Nicholas J. Cherekis III. Kristen Marie Coffey. Caitlin Allison Cole. Andrew Joseph Calentro. Braden W. Conlin. Ryan Joseph Cunningham. Brian C. Davis. Caitlin Nicole Deaton. Anthony William DeBona. Sarah Marie DeMattia. Kelly Donovan. Sean Edmonds. Lauren A. Emery. Melanie Federica Faberaski. Shane Robert Ferguson. Joseph P. Flanagan. Bridget Flynn. Michaela Locke Foley. Tess E. Gagliano. Kimberly A. Giaquinto. Amity Kazaya Giard. Carlton Gill. Catherine E. Goyette. Danielle D. Guerin. Megan Loretta Hart. Beth Hayden. Christina A. Jakes. Cindy M. Jakubowski. Meredith Ann Johnson. Courtney A. Keefe. Kathleen E. Kalmbach. Elizabeth A. Ketter. Jonathan B. Kodsky. Katerina Kacharchuk. Catherine Labossiere. Austin LaPierre. Emily Lisa LaLiberty. Aaron Landau. Christina L. Lantos. Caitlin Mary Lavin. Jonathan Lawrence. Christopher Joseph Lesage. David Andrew Lewis. Allison Elizabeth Linenbach. Samantha Lee Lyman. Katie Marie Manti. Erica Suzanne Marks. Lysandra I. Matthias. Alexander L. Matthews. Courtney M. Mullen, Michael Stephen Mavropoulos, Lindsay Ann Maynard, Alexander McCabe, Deirdre Ann McCormick, Kelly M. McMillan, Amy Elizabeth Minutolo, Marissa Montecalvo, Sarah Walker Morgan, Lindsay Marie Mulhern, Elizabeth Nye Munson, Ariel May Mirko, Alexandra G. Mustardo, Nicholas J. Mutter, Mackenzie K. O'Day, Corey D. Podbelski, Corey James McGill Pollock, Amanda C. Ramdas, Caitlin Marie Riley, Michael A. Riccardi, Mark J. Riccio, Sean Christopher Ryder, David Scott Rockledge, Samantha Jean Rockwood, Natalie Ray Rollins, Gabriella A. Russo, Allison Marie Raza, Nicholas Armando Salvador, Zachary J. Sowicki, Sarah Kate Sherwood, Brian E. Sniffen, Kelvin S. Sores, Jennifer Jane Stanley, Kelly Ann Sweeney, Lisa N. Taglieri, Chelsea Marie Taylor, Megan N. Terry, Heather L. Thompson, Ronald Tyler Thompson, Sabrina Melinda Thompson, Amber Marie Thornton, Lori E. Valier, Jacqueline Elena Van Walwick, Katie Lynn Vandale, Wilmarie Vega, Deanna Renee Waite, Catherine P. Wiemert, Lauren Wilson, Gary W. York, Andrew McLaughlin Young, Taylor Ryan Young. The marshals of the School of Health Sciences and Rehabilitation Studies will now come forward to receive their diplomas. Caitlin Rita Bradbury, Nicholas Cara, Derek M. Foy, Jessica A. Stocker,
Thank you. Please join me in congratulating the graduates of the School of Health Sciences and Rehabilitation Studies. And now I'd ask the marshals for the School of Human Services to bring forward the first 2 rows of graduates.
Israt J. Ahmed, Sylvia Latisa Alexander, Wilhelmina Allen, Heather Noemi Alston, Judith Patricia Alvarado, Wanda Alvarez, Janet Andrews, Nancy Aragonas. Tanya R. Anderson. Heather Marie Babcock. Deborah E. Baker. Natasha Barrett. Claudine Marisol Bernard. Mary Jane Bazaris. Letitia Danielle Burchert. Anna M. Blondit. Danica Akania Bowen. Carla R. Bowens. Marina Blocker. Sonia Bernice Brown. William Martin Cothra, Jr. Eleanor Mildred Chalmers. Jacqueline Charlton Linton. Cynthia Louise Coleman. Caroline Contreras. Janice Regina Copeland. Diane Cummings. Latasha Belinda Davis. Brenda I. Delgado. Daisha Diggs Shepard. Dawn Marie DeGioia. Geisha M. Diaz. Mia Lachelle Dixon. Melissa L. Dobson. Pamela Looper Douglas. Shaquila Raquel Edwards. Sean C. Ellison. Chastity Nicole Ellis. Belinda Alicia Fontanez. Carl E. Foster. Kathy A. Erickson. Nicole A. Gamble. Sheila C. Garlington. Sandra Galiga. Star Catrice Good. Rachel Lynn Green. Leslie Marlowe Greer. Darrell Anthony Hall. Joseph L. Harris. Lee Harris. Tanya E. Hocker. Cheryl James. Francesca Marie Jean-Pierre. Carmen Jenkins. Nathaniel Bradina Judy. Dean Allen Jones II. Cassandra N. Jones. Marla Laverne Cates. Veronica N. Kelly. Latasha Nicole Lawson. Iman Yvette Lee. Raleigh Little Jr. Catherine Lopez. Linda Louie. Nicole Lundy Jimerson. Aaron Jamel Marshall. Wanda M. Martin. Natasha McCoy. Vernita D. McCoy Reed. Akeisha McLaurin Cagle. Jennifer Jerome Men. Dion Elaine Mitchell Randall. Amaryllis Mercado. Helen Mogridge. Athelia Teresa Moore. Gregory L. Moore. Lucelenia Morales. Susanna Morales. Tanisha Deneen Moultrie. Carmen N. Muniz. Adriana Natal. Ronnie C. Purry. Raquel Yvonne Overstreet. Javier Pena. Yadira A. Perez. Burnett Pierre. Tiffany Poteet. Athenia Ramos. Jennifer Alexis Reynolds. Sharon Denise Ricketts. Dora L. Rivera. Hugo E. Rivera. Elizabeth M. Roberson. Amy Robinson. Kimberly Robinson. Edward Rodriguez. Linda Rodriguez. Rasheen R. Rodriguez. Marley Rosa. Jessica Ruiz. Karina Salcedo. Nelsienia Anid Sierra. Latasha M. Smith. Tanya C. Smith. Rebecca Irene Snape. Tiffany Nicole Solomon. Vicky Saponsky. Marcia A. Spencer. Shantae S. Strawn. Bridget N. Taylor. Latoya Taylor. Ashley McLean Terrell. Hasib Karem Thomas. Jude Patrick Thomas. Kimberly S. Thomas. Carolina Tobin Andriani. Paula Andrea Tobin. Ruth Y. Tolarez. Samuel Tomasi. Dennis Walter. Sherry M. Webb. Cynthia A. White. Priscilla White. Doreen Eva White McDuffie. Lori A. Williams. Valerie Denise Williams. Josephine Orida Wilson. Raymond A. Wilson. Ronnie Winbush. Lakeisha Demira Woods. Jennifer Winter. Brett D. Evon. Mayatosis Serrano Santiago. Keila Cruz. The marshals of the School of Human Services will now come forward to receive their diplomas. Liz Marie Vereen. Deborah Diana White. April Lynn Pulomidi. Jason L. Pope.
Please join me in congratulating the graduates of the School of Human Services. Okay.
Yeah, just
Tegan Hannah Abrams Frund. Nicole Claire Adams. Rachel Elizabeth Adams. T.J. Adams. Kathleen Eckley Banning, Jared H. Barnes, Marinda Rose Bartlett, Luke Kenneth Benander, Douglas R. Bedeau, David Anthony Birdsell, Christine Lillian Blanchard, Brittany Lynn Blodgett, Matthew R. Boylard, Bethany Boyle, Timothy F. Bradle, Elise Brightman, David Briotti, Dylan Brock, Jenna Corinne Bugby, Christy Lee Burdick, Kristen M. Cadigan, Anthony James Chin, Timothy Burke Samini, Cody S. Savillo, Joanna Lillian Clifford, Nina Marie Clean, Ariana Colapetro, Jessie Marie Colin, Diana Alexandra Comerford Motto, Kaylin Marie Connor, Kristen G. Canalti, Ryan James Conway, Dominic Corbett, Kevin G. Cody, Ian Nathan Kreider, Jennifer Lynn Crother, Megan Ray Davis, Philip L. Davis Jr., Nicole Marie DiBenedetto, Michael R. DeLucia, Kevin B. Deering, Connor R. Devlin, Grace Ellen DeRoberts, Michael Taylor Dobrinsky, Lynn Marie Donahue, Emily Ann Doucette, Aaron M. Doherty, Joshua Adam Du Bois, Fritz Andre Dudelin, Lindsay A. Eby, Nicholas J. Edgerton, Joshua Michael Ernst, Abby Jean Marie Esberg, Nicholas Andrew Fabrizio, Sarah C. Favreau, Christina M. Fazio, Justin G. Velisco, Kelly P. Foley, Paul W. Freeman III, Paul John Fritz, Sarah Ashley Gage, Santo R. Getz, Jared G. Gideon, Stephanie Gilday, Ashley Christine Gladden, Evelyn Maria Gonzalez, James C. Gornell, Stephen M. Graham Jr., Kimberly Marie Gutler, Tyler Gunningsmith, Jeffrey V. Gutman, Corey J. Hanlon, Wade A. Harris, Allison Margaret Harder, Laura Hatford, Keith R. Harrington, Tyler Hilbert. Kenzie B. Holden. Cecil Hollowell. Emily H. Hopkins. Kelsley C. Hopper. Jesse Hyam. Bryant W. Hyatt Jr. Janelle Lindsay Johanda. Kathleen Myra Janikis. Eric A. Janikowski. Ashley M. Johnson. Dennis S. Johnson. Regan E. Johnson. Scott A. Johnson Jr. Daniel K. Jones. Marianne Joy. Julio L. Dresswick. Marissa K. Yurakevich. Peter T. Kapanskit. Michael A. Kerr. James Kickle. Brittany E. Kiley. Matthew Scott Kinahan. Carolyn D. Kosesco. Amanda Lawrence. Michael Augustus Lazaria. Jenna M. Leibowitz. Christina Joy Legner. Justin E. Laterno. Alexander and Lewis Collins. Allison Patricia Laurenti. Alexa LaRosso. Cassandra Lewis Jean. Helen Elizabeth Luna Bennetts. Emma Ann McDonald. Hannah Marie McDougall. Scott A. McCanstas. Jesse J. Madeira. Joseph Marquette. Ryan J. Matlick. Richard McCann. Ryan Martin McGilvery. Thomas A. McKinnon. Caitlin McMahon. Danielle Marie McMaster. Jennifer Lauren McGarley. Michael J. Mixick. Michelle Ann Murty. Heather Lynn Mitchell. Julie Ann Muzet. Jacqueline Moscardella. Sarah Cornelia Mullins. William F. Maluli. Kelly L. Murphy. Justin A. Narbone. Caitlin A. Newman. Jacqueline M. Nowitzki. Aaron M. O'Connor. Tyler F. O'Keefe. Adam W. O'Neill. Noah S. Pascal. Jill Catherine Paskowitz. Sean T. Pennington. Kevin J. Percy. Brendan J. Perry. Jessica Lynn Patricia. Amber Laree Phelps. Sarah Elena Plocharski. Alonzo Sherrod Porter. Kayla Haywood Potbecker. Jessica Nicole Pritchard. Sarah E. Prizarts, Carolyn A. Platak, Darvis Tremaine Rankins, Nicole L. Rian, Katie Alexander Ribeiro, Elena Marie Roberts, Tyler E. Robertson, Mark Forbes Rogers, Jacqueline A. Rosatio, Sarah Lynn Roulard, Dana Marie Rue, Timothy Russell, Michael J. Ryan, Kristen C. Salerno, Rafi Sacco Santorian, Nicole Y. Sarpong, Brittany Lynn Sassadarian, Christopher M. Scott, Sean M. Seifert, David Scott Saronic, David Timothy Shaw, Casey Robert Shields, Holly Marie Schenkel, Megan Sisson, Rebecca S. Slate, Kelly Slarity, Ashley Nicole Spencer, Thomas Sylvester Sroka, Shannon Bonner Stanley, James Edward Stewart, Sonia A. Tereso, Jennifer N. Tishon, J. Edward Tracy, Ashley M. Trusseline, Giuliano Vilgrain, Katie Ann Valeminio, Laura Marie Verker, Jacob Waters, Jake W. Watson, Benjamin Kyle Wicks, Crystal Charisse Williams, Erin Elizabeth Wissenbach, Tiffany Wong, Shannon Nicole Wynn, Pascal Michael Vingarella, Kimberly Rose Rolanese, Craig Michael Zizek. The marshals from the School of Arts, Sciences, and Professional Studies will now come forward to receive their diplomas. Way to go. Kelly Marie Eminesario, Adam David Sickler, Kara C. Hedge, John Edward Rice III.
I hope you'll be willing to join me in congratulating the graduates of the School of Arts, Sciences, and Professional Studies. And now I would ask the marshals for the School of Health, Physical Education, and Recreation to bring the first two rows of graduates to the stage.
Luke Ambrose Alley, Jenny Amato, Michelle Patricia Angelo, Kelly Ann Arsenault, Eric Hill Balslav, Christy Lee Barbado, Michael Barone, Stephanie L. Barrett, Jason Joseph Barrio, Jessica Plage Blasioli, Aaron Botnick, Stephen Wellington Mills Brink, Jeffrey J. Broder, Alexander William Brown, Kyle Eric Brown, David Michael Burnett, Ryan Andrew Bushway, Andrea L. Butler, Ashley Elizabeth Canada, Jennifer Rose Carignan, Alexa Carlson, Courtney Irene Carroll, Joshua Anthony Carter, Joseph Sakala III, Evan Christner, Nicholas David Chupka, Catherine Eileen Clark, Kina Marie Teresa Clark, Ryan Patrick Coburn, Gregory Lewis Coleman, Allison Belafedo Colson, Michael Alfred Corletta, Cody Zane Costa, Jordan Richard Coda, Danielle Caudelessa, Jason M. Crotto, Kelly Coburn Curtis, Luke M. Darling, Adam D. Felice, Molly Alexis De Leon, Kara DePeter, Kalia Joe D., Thomas J. DiMartino, Scott M. Donofrio, Matthew Francis Dugan, Chelsea M. Dumond, Kelsey Ann Dunn, Aspen Elizabeth Edge, Nicole Lee Emby, Oscar Pascal Zimbabwe Esposito, Tyler Evans, Stephanie J. Facchini, Brian Patrick Ferran, Michael Ferentz, Devin W. Field, Carly Flynn, Nathan D. Gaetano, Joelle C. Gage, Megan German, Mark Grant, Kyle Stratton Greeley, Brandon C. Groover, Corinne B. Guagriglio, Dylan Gordon Guthell, Sarah Ann Hala, Jacob Joseph Hart, Andrew Hembrow, Brian W. Hickey, Nicholas P. Hill, Victoria Elizabeth Hodson, Matthew Walter Hudson Jr., Michael Hurst, Alessandro Ainuselli, Alexander Manton Imhoff, Makina D. Ichkevich Lavasseur, George E. Johnson, Jared Johnson, Megan Ann Johnson, Russell T. Johnson, Andrew Felton Keeter, Casey Lynn Kelly, Ryan Charles Kelly, James Lewis Kiernan, Ronald J. King III, Shelby Margaret King, Harry C. Klein, Benjamin William Klein III, John Standish Knowles, Kelly Lynn Kopak, Kristen Krasniskas, Amanda Lynn Labiere, Blaine Kingsbury Lappin, Mitchell Young Lauritsen, Brittany M. Lagulaf, Melissa Ann Lewis, Michael Joseph Leese, Lindsay R. Laboda, Eric Lockwood, Elizabeth Kwok Lan Louie, John G. McDonald, Kelly Margaret McLean, Bailey Elizabeth Miao, Rose Daniel Marchigiani, Patrick Joseph Mara, Christopher Paul Matarazzo, Kyle C. Maxon, Kelly Ann Maxwell, Allison Nicole Maynard, Kevin McElroy, Terrence James McGovern, Justin Patrick McLaughlin, Abigail Lynn McMaster, Brittany Lauren McNally, Sean Patrick Meager, Aaron Martin McKell, Michael Ryan Mingola, Rebecca E. Minton, Kelsey A. Moody, David Masliswick Jr., Mario Bernard Napolitano, Samuel R. O'Brien, Zachary Ryan O'Leary, Luke Matthew Osberg, Philip O'Sullivan, Matthew Peabody, Carrie Lynn Philpott, Matthew Dean Pigeon, Jason S. Pinto, Giuliano Pizzo, Richard C. Podlovitz, Kevin Raymond Poniatowski, Drew A. Postapak, Carl Curtis Quist, Michael J. Rama, Joseph M. Riesman, Jacqueline N. Rice, Nicole Amanda Robbins, Caitlin E. Robinson, James Doherty Rogers, William Othout Rory, Mark J. Safer, Thomas Stanley Sangalotti, Caitlin Ann Sandstrom, Brianna B. Santiago, Nicole Scheid, Trevor James Shatkin, Jesse F. Scaglione, Daniel Reynolds Sheldon, Stephen Joseph Sienna, Daniel Silvera, Matthew David Scawera, Jared M. Slingerland, Marissa Ann Speroni, Frank Mario Spinelli III, Eric B. Stolzberg, Chelsea Elizabeth Staney, Rebecca E. Strock, Seamus Strong, Philip Arthur Slozak, Mark Allen Tancredi, Melissa K. Tavares, Caitlin Jean Thornton, Lauren B. Torvey, Joseph A. Trevisano, William J. Turner, Jacqueline S. Velare, Courtney Rebecca Vardy, Kevin Ellis Visser, Mackenzie Vita, Wesley Voris, Brian Joseph White, Cole Williams, Rebecca Laura Winans, Daniel C. Wyan. The marshals from the School of Health, Physical Education, and Recreation will now come forward and receive their diplomas. Kevin Patrick Coyle, Matthew Krakowski, Allison W. McCarthy, Nicole M. Ratchford,
Will you join me in congratulating the graduates of the School of Health, Physical Education, and Recreation? And a joyful noise and congratulations to the class of 2012. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Winnie Grimes Humans, class of 1984, who is the incoming president of the Springfield College Alumni Association. And at this time, I will ask our new graduates to stand one more time.
We're almost done. On behalf of the Springfield College Alumni Association, I want to welcome all of you new graduates of this wonderful institution to an alumnus or alumni status. We in the Alumni Association hope that you will maintain your bond with the college and participate in the various events sponsored by the association. We also hope that you will continue your support of the college and its mission. On behalf of the approximately 44,000 living alumni of Springfield College, congratulations and welcome. In keeping with tradition, please now move the tassel on your mortarboards from the right to the left side, signifying your association alumni. Congratulations.
Our guests, our graduates, and our honorees, thank you all for joining us in this ceremony this morning. And please join me also in thanking the members of the Springfield College family, the facilities folks, public safety, the registrar's office, student affairs, student volunteers, our staff volunteers, and academic affairs staff for their very hard work to make this day as special as it can be for each of you. Thank you. Our commencement exercises will now conclude with the singing of the college hymn and a benediction offered by Deacon William Toller. Following the hymn and the benediction, the faculty and the graduates will recess together back to their roving areas. And from there, the graduates will exit on the Main Street side of this building. So to assist in this process, please remain in your seats until the graduates have exited from the seating area, and you're advised to meet your graduates outside the building near Main and East Court Streets. Thank you. Now please stand and join Catherine Goyette, class of 2012, for the singing of the Springfield College hymn.
In the words of that great 18th century philosopher and churchman, John Wesley, do all the good you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you ever can. Amen.